All right, everyone, welcome to Jasper's History Facts. Today is August the 27th. On this day in 1883, the volcano Krakatoa erupted. Krakatoa is probably the most famous, or one of the most famous eruptions in all of human history. It actually overshadows probably almost everything besides either Vesuvius, or maybe even Yellowstone. I don't know, a lot of people think about that. But it's actually not even the most powerful. Once again, I talked about this in the Mount Vesuvius video from a few days ago. But Mount Tambora, a sister or fellow volcano in Indonesia, which is where Krakatoa is, also erupted, and that is considered usually the most powerful eruption in human history. But we're talking about Krakatoa today. Krakatoa was a pretty violent eruption. It erupted with such a force, a black cloud of ash instantly rose into the air about 17 miles. It had been outputting all this black ash because of the eruption, obviously. Following the eruption, it would go up to 50 miles of just ash into the air, which is just wild to think about. 50 miles. You know, we really don't have you don't really have a quick being like, okay, well, how much is this? You know, you don't really have that. You can't just think of that right in your head, but that's a lot, obviously. The sound of the eruption could be heard all the way in Australia, and the vibrations had been measured around the Earth a few times. Super powerful eruption. It most likely led to some crop failures that year. It's not the Little Ice Age, which is a well-known volcanic eruption, cause as well, but it does cause a year of the sun not being so bright because of all the ash that was thrown into the air. It's super crazy to think that Indonesia has two of the most well-known and devastating volcanic eruptions in human history. Krakatoa is definitely up there. It threw a lot of ash, a lot of material into the air, and was a mighty, mighty eruption. But definitely look more into it. There's some things that are not ever really talked about a lot in modern retellings of this. So definitely look into the stories of people that were around at that time. Very, very interesting. But now you know.